Alright, time to move all the crap out of the way and build a simulator. Boom. Done. Crap to the side, new build. Let's take a look. Common slicer of the ball looking to fix the path before they get fitted, and I agree with that sentiment. If you're going to get fitted for clubs and then change something like your swing path, that can often render the fit almost useless, as the numbers of spin, launch, and everything can change as you change from an over-the-top path to a more inside-out path. So I agree, it is best to fix this slight over-the-top issue before you go and get a new set of clubs. So let's look at your setup and stance. Lots of knee flex and bend from the waist, also you're open in the shoulders. So you want to do a couple things to help promote a more in-to-out path, which would be standing up a bit taller in both the knee flex and from your spine, but more importantly, close your shoulders and hips relative to the target. An easy way to do that is to just continue to drop that trail foot back a little bit more, but the picture of what I want your shoulders to look like at setup would look a little bit more like your initial takeaway. So the club's moved back a couple inches off the ball, but you can see your lead shoulder in front of your trail shoulder, estimating your turn to be, well, closed or aimed more to the left, which will influence that path to come more from the inside. So with that change closed setup, you do get enough depth in that arm behind you by flexing the knees a lot and getting a big turn, but there's a pretty heavy cup in your left wrist which does open up that club face. And with a face that's open from the top, there's a lot of ways to naturally come down and hit it, but the most natural way is to unwind over the top and then try to flip or release that club face closed, often late and often leaking to the left. So before we go to the other side view, clarifying again, you can work on your grip, you can work on a lot of things here, but first align your body to be more square and then work on your wrist angle to flatten out your right wrist, closing the face up toward the top. Grip changes, as I said, will help, but you got some external research to do to work on those moves. Now, checking back over to the face-on view, the grip here exposes a pretty heavy cup in that right wrist from the start. I think you're going to give it a little forward press there to try to flatten that out. That's okay, it's sort of a trigger move, but then your next move will be to get too much of that sway. And when your knees are already very flexed from your setup, it's easy to bend them too much down and in away from the ball. So that displacement of your hips can cause some heavy contact and hitting the ground early on your way through. So back again with a general line there. The slide forward comes down, your upper body is also diving downward into the ball, then forcing you to try and stand up and save the shot through strike, creating room to flip that face through. So it's one giant sequence, it's one chain of events that as soon as you start something improperly, you have to make up a series of compensations to come back for it. So from this side, try to get your hips to stay a little bit more centered and reducing that right knee flex in toward the ball in your backswing. Good luck. Sendaswing.com.